They was hot.
Got it.
Hey, got it. Let's go.
7 o'clock.
CJ Squared, episode 62. This is the Don't Nobody Want to Work episode. That's right. Don't nobody want to. Don't nobody want to work, man.
Bottom line.
I heard myself talking over here on the other screen. That's always crazy when I do that. But yep. Welcome to episode 62. All our loyal listeners and subscribers. We still are the best in the whole entire universe. We bringing you the hot knowledge fresh off the presses. My man Chris putting it together for us. My man Joey got his Jordan thing in the background. Hope we don't get banned forever. I don't think you're gonna get banned for that. A lot of stuff going on, man. First week of the NFL, second week of college football, a lot of upsets. Baseball still going on. The CJ Square crew has all made the fantasy baseball playoffs, and we all fighting for our first round lives right now.
Yeah, we are fighting.
We are.
So right off the bat, gonna get this thing started. You know I'm JB. I got my man Chris. I got my man Joey, and we're gonna bring you that hotness. Even though Joey, you think you need to fix your lighting a little bit, like you in the CIA and whatnot.
My bad.
Yeah, you know that CIA informant is back there in the dark talking. Like, yeah, this week, I got the Rams. You can't see his face though, so you know who he is. So yeah, all right. Thank you for fixing that. Got that little voice changer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The Cowboys.
All right. So first thing we're gonna start right high off the presses. We're gonna talk about some of our takeaways from week one. I'm gonna try to keep all my answers tonight as short as possible, but with them having a lot of substance behind it, right? So I'm trying to make some profound statements tonight. Let's see if I can do that. But first, I will start with my man Joey. Joey, what are your takeaways from week one?
Week one takeaways. I am a little concerned with what the 49ers are doing, JB. Chris, millions. Of course, it was the weather was definitely nasty. It wasn't what you would like your opening game to be. However, the 49ers put all their eggs into drafting Trey Lance really high. And of course, this may be a week one reaction.
They pushed all their chips in.
Reaction, but they went all in on this guy. In the meantime, the guy that they're trying to get rid of only took them to
They're not trying to get rid of the guy though. I mean, they signed him to another contract.
Yes. All he did was take him to the Super Bowl and take him to the NFC Championship, but they still went all in on Trey Lance. Yes, I'm probably overreacting. We got to see more. However, I think that's a bad loss. But week one, overreaction.
That was a horrible loss. And they were up 10-0. So that's a horrible loss. So that's one of your takeaways. The Trey Lance deal with the 49ers. I guess Trey Lance, give him a chance, right? A very winnable game this week. They are favored by, I believe, 9.5 at home against Seattle. No respect for the Seahawks, basically. Yeah, that's how I checked. I think the line was 9.5. I could be wrong, but I heard it on the radio coming home today. I've been busy, right? I haven't checked everything. But there you go. Trey Lance, what is he going to do? Okay, Chris, what is one of your takeaways?
Well, just how crazy just the NFL is in trying to, we saw in our Survivor League how crazy it is to try to pick winners and just know who's going to come out on top. With so few games in a league, I think the NBA and baseball and hockey, kind of the cream eventually rises to the top, but it's not the case in football because
rising to the top.
Rising. Yeah, I mean, I mean, you think about we were picking our worst teams. We said the Texans, we said the Bears, we said who else did we say? We said the Falcons. All three of those either won or were in the game. Oh, and the Giants. Yeah. We said all those. Who else was right in there? The Jets got blown out. But I mean, so and then we had Titans. We loved on the Titans. I was loving on Green Bay. I mean, for the most part, teams that the Colts, the Colts against the Texans is ridiculous. So just the fact of like week one, you think what the heck is going to happen, and you just really just don't know. And it's just one of those where, I mean, but you look at last year in Green Bay, they started off, they got smoked in week one, remember last year, and then turned it around.
They got super smoked last year. That won't even.
So but the Bengals, they come off the Super Bowl and just don't look very good. They end up coming back, but
hangover.
Yeah, it could be. So it's just that week one is just, and just the NFL in general, you just never know what's going to happen, because there's so few games, you can't sleep on any of these teams. They can beat you. Like, I guess that's the saying, any given Sunday, because it's true, it's just tough to win. You're not going to get that in. Oh, and we also said Seattle, right? Seattle was one of our worst teams. So our four worst teams, the only reason that the Falcons didn't win, they kicked a field goal with 10 seconds left to win it. The Saints did. So that tells you right there that, there's teams that you can get beat any Sunday.
Dude, I just put in, while you were talking and saying this, I just put in our stats from the week one of the NFL draft. Joey, 4-6, you 5-5, me 5-5.
Yeah, that tells you right there.
That tells you everything about, man. It's just craziness out there.
Crazy.
You're right, man. I think I'm right there with you, man. The NFL, one of the best reality shows on TV is the NFL season, right? Because you got so many things going on. A lot of overreactions are going to take place after week one, especially in the realm of fantasy. We're going to overreact. We're going to think that these guys are going to do it every week. We know daggone well Mahomes had 5 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is not going to throw 17 times 5. 80 as 5 carried 85 touchdowns this year. He's not going to do that. Right? So it's an overreaction. It's always, every week for NFL is overreaction. Like Chris said, the cream will rise to the top. Sometimes at the end of the season, folks get hot. Injuries can derail the season. Bad decisions from the management can derail a season. Bad calls by the refs can sometimes ruin your season. Look at the Browns, I guess, in the Panthers game. I know that there was a lot of controversy behind the roughing the passer call on Burns towards the end that kind of helped the Browns win that game. So you just don't know. And all these teams that lost, a lot of these guys were close, right? Like the Lions were there, came back. The Panthers had a lead. Bengals had a chance to win the game, but get the extra point blocked at the end of the game.
Well, the Bears came back to win that.
Yeah, the Bears were down 10-0.
Saints were down big.
The Bears are so bad, nobody on here even drafted them, right? And then we got it's just some people got blown out. The Broncos should have won, right? The Broncos fumbled on the goal line twice. So you can't overreact. But also every game matters so much more in football than it does in hockey, basketball, and baseball, because you only got 17 chances to get them numbers up and get some wins. All right. So takeaways right there, man. Look, NFL is hectic, it's crazy. That's why we love it. If you have a team that's your favorite team, sometimes it's hard, but with fantasy football, trust me, if you don't play fantasy, you got a favorite team, you play fantasy, you start appreciating football more. Because you ain't so worried about just your team. You're looking at the big picture and having fun regardless if your team loses or wins. And my team played like crap. Crap on a cracker.
I do want to add, though, that one more takeaway is that everyone was talking about what would Mahomes look like without Tyreek Hill. I guess he's showing you.
Problem solved.
But he doesn't. But another thing is he doesn't have bums. I mean, he has guys who can play.
Yeah, he still got players.
He has Kelsey. He has Juju, who is a proven receiver, right? He had great years in Pittsburgh. Kind of got away from him because all the controversy with Brown and him getting just with the Steelers organization.
Yeah, he's got ballers.
Yeah, and Hardman. I mean, he has guys out the backfield. Like, speaking of overreaction, here's an overreaction for you. Hot Rod, congratulations on winning that big pot the other night. But let me tell you what Hot Rod did. Hot Rod gonna send me an email and he gonna send me a text message talking about how he thought he was supposed to get 2 first-round draft picks in our draft. He's mad. I know nobody was mad because he had a chance to keep CEH in round 1. He did not. He chose to keep Austin, and he chose to not keep CEH, to keep Hill in the second, and he picked up Eckler, which, if you look at any draft ADP across all kind of fantasies landscapes, Eckler 3.5 draft position.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's
CH average draft position 66.
Yeah,
but because he had a big game, all of a sudden Rod out the blue wants to bring this up after we just go to St. Louis the week before. He never brings it up. And he thought he had 2 draft picks. So overreactions is definitely what we're talking about. That's overreaction.
Eckler's going to get so many touches there anyway.
Yes, he is.
Because he's not game script. You know what I mean? If they're behind, he can be in. If they're up, he can run the ball. So, you know, I mean.
But anyway, so, man, it's too early in the season. Like Joe likes to say, it's a marathon and not a sprint, the NFL season. But some teams look good. I mean, the Bills look really, the Bills, I guess out of all, I can say this, out of all the teams I saw play, and sometimes it's hard to see the whole game on Red Zone because I've known to watch this now. The Bills look good, and the ham and eggers look good too. If you know who the ham and eggers are, if you don't watch our show enough, you'll know who those guys are.
Right.
Your light looks real good.
Alert, right?
Your light looks real good now, man.
Yeah. Oh, Joey's lit up. Him and Jordan.
Lit up.
Yeah.
Looking
like the black Doctor Strange. Or the black Reed Richards, little gray hair on the side. Be careful though. We don't want to cause an uproar in the community of Marvel people, because if I say you the black Doctor Strange, you may get mad. But anyway, you heard what happened when they showed the girl as the black Ariel from it was going crazy. It was going crazy, Joe. It was going crazy. You can't have no black mermaid.
No, you don't think if somehow mermaids exist, they can't be black. They're like, we can extend our mind to mermaids, but we can't.
It's make believe, man.
We can't go that far.
Somebody's mad because they got black folks in Lord of the Rings show. It's make believe.
Yeah, like come on. Like you can have an elf with ears that talk, but we cannot figure.
Or have a guy who's purple and blue.
Yeah, but wait, no.
Yeah, but wait, no, stop right there. Anyway. All right, okay, all right.
No black people in Middle Earth.
No way.
I'm not going then.
Under the sea? Oh no, under the sea? Definitely not.
You guys are unwanted.
No, okay. Anyway, all right. Let's go to our second question, which is a topic of definitely discussion because my man Jerry Jones always got his mouth running. What does the Dak Prescott injury mean for the Cowboys? Let you go first, Chris.
Man, I mean, they did not look good even with Dak. I mean, you think about last year. Was it last year they played Tampa Bay opening night?
Yeah, they put up numbers. They had a chance to win.
And they almost won. I mean, I was saying, okay, well, maybe I mean, I thought Zeke looked and Pollard looked all right. I mean, they did not necessarily look bad. I mean, they have injury concerns on the line, obviously, that they've had, I mean, they're trying to shore up the line. I mean, we talked about the defense before the show, that the defense looked good to hold that offense. Godwin comes back. Julio Jones looks like he looked like the old Julio a little bit. I mean, he looked a lot fresher out there.
Yep.
So, I mean, their offense, their defense, I'm not worried about. It's even with Dak, can you put up points? I mean, we see now Washington look not bad, and the Eagles look like you're going to have to put up points with them. So
Giants
looked all right. So
Saquon out there balling.
I mean, we were talking about with Dallas, can they win the division? I mean,
Joey should have kept them.
I mean, who do they got? Their schedule, they got the Bengals are tough. And the Giants, Commanders, Rams, Eagles, and the Lions look tough. That's a decent stretch. I mean, they should beat the Giants, but even that's not a given, obviously.
Nah, there ain't no givens.
I mean, they're home against Washington. Rams are going to be tough. And then they said they got Lions and Eagles. So
Dak may be back for the Rams games, but I doubt it.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, I think getting a second, one of their second wideouts back, they need some
Gallup.
help.
They need Gallup back.
Yeah, they need Gallup and even James Washington, who we saw was a guy who was kind of a take the top off type of guy. Definitely. Lamb is a good all around receiver, but I don't necessarily know if he's just a guy like a Deshaun Jackson that's just going to always take the top off.
Top off.
Yeah,
take the top off.
So I think that. I mean, right now, I think we kind of know what Dak is, right? I mean, I think he's a guy who, when the offense is humming, he's going to throw for a ton of yards. I don't know if he's a guy who can just really pick them up and just carry them. He doesn't run the ball like he used to after the injury. So he's limited. I mean, he ran the other night and didn't look as nearly as athletic as he used to, which, I mean, hey, he had huge surgery, so you can't really blame him. And you don't necessarily need him to run the ball like that. You just need to get, move the play along. So I think if they go in now and they can't kind of hold steady, they could be out of this quick, because you could see them going in the next 5 or 6 games. They could be down 3 or 4 games. They could lose
0-6. They could be easy.
Yeah, I mean, they could lose to the Bengals. Giants are no given, and Washington, if they split there, they're 1-2. Rams is 1-3. Eagles, they could be 1-5 when he comes back. I don't know I don't think you can bounce back from 1-5.
You can. The Chargers did it one year, went to the Super Bowl, but then they got slaughtered. But that's
yeah. I mean, it's just injuries start to mount up, then you're going to be in an uphill battle. I mean, and they look like losing Amari Cooper. I mean, he didn't do much, but losing him, it's huge to lose a guy who had that much talent on the other side. They don't realize how much you need.
They realize they don't care, Chris. All they care about is we're the richest franchise. We're the richest franchise out here. We are the best, but you can't win games.
Yeah, I mean, you can continue being that and not winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
What did Herm ever say, Joey?
Show me money.
Oh, I heard. He didn't say that. That's Cuba Gooding.
Oh, wait.
Herm Edwards.
Oh, hello. You play to win the game.
All right, Joey, tell us, what's your take on this whole Dak situation?
Chris, JB, millions. I ultimately think the blame is going to be put onto Jerry Jones. However, Jerry Jones doesn't take blame for anything. It's going to always be somebody else's fault.
He's going to deflect it.
What JB, did you ever see that one? What was he on, Hard Knocks, Joey?
Yes, he was.
He was just in his office, just like crushing like Fritos or something. He was just like killing them.
Just eating it. Eating that cone. My goodness. He should be ashamed of himself for the way that he went about building this roster. This roster is nowhere, in my opinion, nowhere as talented as it was last year. Everyone else is making moves to try to get better. It's like Jerry Jones just sitting back, letting it happen because he must know something else. He must know something that we all don't know. Okay.
No.
Then there's no way that you keep hearing, okay, well, will the Cowboys make a trade to keep up? I'm like, make a trade for who? To keep up with what? I mean, I think clearly the Eagles are the most talented team in the NFC East. I think they are, especially, of course, they have to go
offensively.
Yes.
Yeah, offensively.
They have to go on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to get better. Every single snap, every single game that he is involved in, the more reps he gets, the better he is going to be. He transformed his game in college, and I think he's going to transform his game at the professional level. Also, I just don't think, just like we were talking about in our pre-production meeting, we were saying how McCarthy is set up for failure.
McCarthy, Dak, CD,
yes,
Zeke,
yes,
Schultz, they all set up.
And of course, everyone is going to blame him for it. However, Jerry Jones runs the team. Jerry Jones makes the final say in everything. If it doesn't go well, it's Jerry Jones' fault.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put it this way. What does it mean? What does it mean for the Cowboys that Dak was hurt? It just means they're gonna be worse than they already are. And they, on offense, they look terrible. Okay. Let's be real here. You go from the highest scoring team in the league to this year. Somebody need to get fired, right? Michael Irvin ain't walking through that door. Okay, Larry Allen ain't walking through that door.
The greatest offense.
A healthy Tyron Smith ain't walking through that door.
Nate Newton.
So listen, let me tell you something. Like
he's coming out of prison.
Look, Nate Newton. He's out of prison though. He's not in prison.
That's right.
Other stuff.
He's
right?
out of prison.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it just means that the Cowboys are going to have to work a lot harder. And like I say, this is the Don't Nobody Want to Work episode. And trust me, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones don't want to work. All they want to do is give us a product that just give us a taste of what could be and be like, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't trying to spend. We the wealthiest franchise in the world, but we won't spend money to bring guys in and take a chance to win a championship. We'll keep doing the same old crap.
Yeah, JB.
And not trying to win. Okay. What the Rams do, the Rams say we put all our chips in and then we're gonna go for it. The Cowboys don't do that.
They just like to get their beak wet.
Remember why they got Amari Cooper? Remember when they got him?
Yeah.
They got him, did the same thing that year. They started the year like, we don't need no star. We give it a Dez. We don't need no superstar receiver. And then by the time they get to week 6, when they can't score, they bring in Amari Cooper. He automatically changes the dynamic of the team. He's a playmaker. Dak looks better. Everybody eating. Everybody good. Then what happened now? Oh, you ain't got no line. Your line not as well. Zeke getting old. And then you don't want to bring in playmakers on offense. You draft somebody in 3rd round, he inactive. You starting an undrafted rookie. You're starting besides CD, a guy who been there 5 years, caught like 10 balls.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna win? How you really expect to win that way? So I think the Cowboys, until they figure Gallup needs to come back and be healthy.
He does.
And they need to be able to run the ball better and block better. Defense played well. I still think, with Dak, I honestly believe with Dak being hurt, I think the Cowboys will miss the playoffs. I hope I'm wrong. But the way this team looks, unless some drastic changes or that the defense just starts playing out their mind, this team ain't going to the Super Bowl. It ain't going to the NFC Championships. It was another disappointing year for the Cowboys fans. But anyway, let's move on to college football because, man, did we have some major upsets and some major happenings over the last week. And this first one we're going to talk about is probably two of the biggest upsets of top 10 teams. So we're going to start with, the question is for Joey and Chris and myself, what was the worst loss, Texas A&M to App State or Notre Dame to Marshall? Both teams lost at home. I'll go with you first, Joey.
Chris and JB, millions. Though I should go with the Aggies of Texas A&M because I did call that upset to take place in our last show.
You said take the line, but you didn't say take them straight up.
Yes, I did, JB.
Run that back.
I'll find it.
State upset happening. I'm going to definitely take the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, not putting up much of a fight in their home opener after playing some decent football at the Ohio State University previously, and pretty much running with Ohio State. To have this showing in your home opener after playing a team that's going to be in the Final Four is extremely disappointing, and I feel bad for Marcus Freeman. I know. I'm not too sure if it was you, Chris, or it was JB who had mentioned that dude can recruit his behind off, and he's been doing that. I just feel like it sort of undermines the great job in recruiting that he has done, and it just seems like it's just the same old Notre Dame. Even though Notre Dame was a really good team during the Brian Kelly era, I left too soon and took the wrong job. It just seems like Notre Dame is going to decline now, and I am really bothered by it. How can you just go to arguably a top 3 program in the nation, play go toe-to-toe with them for the entire game, and then come home and lose to Marshall? That is just unacceptable. I know that the boosters and friends of the program are hyperventilating after losing at home to the Marshall Thundering Herd. So that was an awful loss. Absolutely awful. Of course, they are done for this season. They're already looking into next season. Hopefully, we see a better showing from them next season so that we can see if we can get Notre Dame back to the level that the whole country cares about them. No one's gonna care about them now. Notre Dame is written out of any story for this year. They should be looking to next year already. Hopefully, Freeman can somehow still get 8 to 9 wins this year. But as of right now, I don't even think we should talk about them the rest of this college football season.
No, he does not want Notre Dame
with Notre Dame.
Get Notre Dame out your mouth.
Done with them.
Get them out your mouth.
Keep the Fighting Irish out your
mouth.
Out your mouth. See, I'm gonna go Texas A&M because I'm gonna give Freeman a little bit of a pass because it is his first season, and he's trying to kind of put his mark on it. I mean, obviously this isn't a great way to start, but at the same time, I'll give him a little bit of a leash as far as coming in and building his program up. So the thing with me, I'm going to go Texas A&M because from a spread standpoint, they're both bad losses. Notre Dame was a minus 20. Texas A&M is minus 18.5. So from that perspective, they're about the same. But for me, Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher was in the number 1 recruiting class. He's in getting into it with Nick Saban. This was like last year. Remember, he beats Nick Saban, so this is his year. They look like okay, they're a legit. What, JB? Did you take them in the first or second round or something like that? I mean,
Texas A&M. I took them in the second.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's thinking okay. I don't think anyone thought Notre Dame was going to be a national contender I think Texas A&M, this was their year where everyone was saying number one recruiting class. They're right there. They beat Alabama last year. These are the kind of things that at a program like this, you cannot lose to these type of teams. Like Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, they don't lose. They may lose a game in the year, but they don't generally lose. They don't misstep on teams that they should beat. Not generally, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. If you want to play with the big dogs, and Jimbo Fisher wants to be one of those upper echelon guys, if you want to play with it, you cannot afford to. Notre Dame can do a little bit more because of where they're at. You know what I mean? They're already got the name of respect of being Notre Dame. They're going to get a little bit
Golden Domers.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to give a little bit more respect to them because of what they bring to the table. Texas A&M they're right here right now. You know, they're looking in, and they just got
looking in. They're watching Saban and Kirby Short sitting there with them dimes with them, just looking like, man, I want me some dimes.
I mean, so to me,
I like dimes.
Oh, come on, Saban, can I get in? Look at my dimes. He thought he was bringing in the big recruits, thinking, and they're like, nah, not if you lose to App State. I mean, we've seen App State pull massive upsets, so it's not like
Michigan one back in the day was
super
upset.
But for me, if you want to seed at that big table, you cannot lose. You can lose to an Alabama or Georgia or an LSU because those are respectable. You cannot lose. This loss is going to kill them if they want to. They're going to have to pretty much run the table now if they want to get in. So to me, they're trying to build a brand and try to build to that next step. You cannot have this.
They think it's 2024, 2025. They already at the 12-team playoff. So I'm sitting here, you know, because I keep my receipts. Let me share this because I put it on closed caption because I wanted to see if he actually said I got Appalachian State straight up, and he never says it. So I got it on the caption. So I just tell me, Joey, if I got it on the captions, would you not saying I got App State straight up? You said give me App State with the points. You never said I'll take App straight up with a W.
I meant that.
No, that's not what you said. That's not. Do I need to show the clip?
You don't need to show.
Okay.
I didn't mean that though.
You gotta be particular with JD.
We're talking about what you said. You said the App State would beat them. On this video, I sit here and watch. Look, I sit here. Let me show you. Look, I sit here and watch it on this big screen right here. You see that big screen?
There we go.
You see that closed caption?
I see it.
You ain't say nothing about no daggone Appalachian State gonna beat them straight up.
You gotta wonder why I picked that though, JB.
Hey, I did. I did wonder why, but guess what? You ain't saying they gonna beat them straight up.
That should have been your hot take then, Joey.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, that's all I'm saying. You were right. Your pick was right. Your parlay pick, that was right. I actually had both of those teams in my draft for college football. You were right, but you came on here and you fantasized yourself by saying you said it will win straight up. Moving on, I think that I'm with Chris, right? Nobody had Notre Dame going to the Final Four, really, and they always sneak in because of their independent. And I believe this year nobody had them. They playing Clemson this year. I think that could be a problem. Right? Because Clemson's defense is what you call nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to be Texas A&M. I guess it's ditto what Chris said. You got all this hype.
Trouble.
Oh, look at Jay. Oh, you're good now. JB froze.
JB, you there?
What happened?
You froze for a second.
Oh. My connection is a little unstable. I don't know. Maybe I need to stop moving my stuff around. I think I'm moving my stuff a little bit. and my what's called kind of act funny because I got the Ethernet in. But anyway, like I said, it's Texas A&M. Your expectations were sky high. I mean, based on our draft, I have them being I took them over Clemson basically.
Okay.
Right? Because I think Joy, you went first.
Mm-hmm.
You went Georgia, Chris went Alabama. I went the Ohio State. Because I drafted them this year. They are to get the D in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I took Texas A&M thinking that they're going to be competitive. And we took our first 4 picks were SEC teams. And they lose to App State.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. So, passing the next question. You know what, Joey? I'm just going to read this. I'm going to read the question. And I'm going to give you the floor for a little bit to just explain this. Because this is your question. Everybody, when we first started this show, one of our first hot takes, I can go, I got it. I got my receipts too. I got a file folder with all our shows and my notes. Joey came on here and said a few things.
This is true.
About college football that did not turn out too well. One, he said that Spencer Rattler would win a Heisman and be a first round draft pick. That I don't know. I don't see it happen.
No.
2, he said Nebraska, because they brought Scott Frost in, was going to start building up and be a better team.
Yeah.
They supposed to win 7 games last year, fell short. This year, supposed to win 8 games. Scott Frost got fired already.
I thought I said 7.
Nope. I got the receipts, man. I can go pull them out for you.
Okay.
Either way, they're not winning 7 games.
I can go pull them out for you, man. All right. I'm going to pull them out for you and get a picture of it for you and send it to you later. You see my notes I wrote down. This same year you said Daniel Jones was going for 3,030 touchdowns. Julio going for 1,500. So I got them all written down.
Yeah, I messed those up.
Yeah. So
those are poor takes.
Joey, tell us, tell the millions, tell America what went wrong in Nebraska with Scott Frost?
Chris and JB and millions. Here's what went wrong. After doing some research on the Scott Frost situation, on the Nebraska situation, there's one thing that really bothered me about all of it. I saw a Twitter clip on a Nebraska football insider who was on a podcast, and apparently then last year going into this year, there have been numerous complaints about the way Scott Frost was running the program. And apparently from last year going into this early young college football season, the assistant coaches have been going to the AD, Trev Roberts, and have been complaining.
Trev Alberts.
Been complaining to him about certain things that he's been doing, running the program. One of the main things that I heard on this podcast, that Scott Frost is showing up to practice late. This is a guy that's at a Power 5 school. This is who was a great player. Did Scott Frost win the Heisman?
No, but I think his team, he quarterback won the national championship one year.
Okay.
Trev Alberts did too.
So we're talking about an all-time great player for their program, which was a great program. So you figure when a guy like this, a guy of his stature gets the job, the Nebraska fan base is like, okay, we are back. And I don't think there was a better person to come back besides Tom Osborne, maybe coming back. I think Scott Frost was the
Fred Solis wanted him too. He came back. I like him.
Absolutely. So for this guy to doesn't seem to like he put in the time and the efforts to do the little things to bring the program back. They said that for some of the complaints that I heard is that he wasn't putting in the time or effort to simply communicate with the recruits that they were going after. Like what happens when he got the job? He must have really been feeling himself after the undefeated season at Central Florida. He must have been riding.
That's right.
Like, no one cares about what you did at Central Florida. This whole they finished undefeated his last year there, and they were even like, oh, why aren't we in the Final Four? We should be national champions. Like, oh, okay, stop it. Stop that foolishness right now. That is a long time back. No one cares. You're in Lincoln now. They are desperate. They are thirsty.
He's like, did I say practice was at 12? I meant 12:30. I could have swore. Like, you keep doing that.
What is this guy doing? That is just extremely disappointing to hear. Someone of his stature in that program, he is a legend, to not be the person to put in the time and the effort to lead his beloved program back. It is very disappointing, and I am glad if those stories are true. I am glad that they let him go, and they're now going to be looking for someone else. I just don't know who wants to come in and take over that nonsense.
He's like, gather around. Gather around. I lost my shoe. I couldn't find it this morning.
Did y'all see it?
He's like,
my goodness.
He's like, yeah, he has every excuse for why he shows up late.
Oh my gosh. He's out there with one shoe on.
Oh, this is the head coach? Scott Frost doing this for him?
Yes, JB. The stories about him are crazy. They're not as crazy as Orgeron. At least Orgeron can have crazy stories. He won the whole thing. He had the greatest college football team, arguably, of all time. So his crazy stories, all right, you definitely get it. He's got clout. Scott Frost can't be going on clout from Central Florida.
All from he's going from clout from his Nebraska days as being the QB. He played safety in college. Man, in the pros for the Jets.
Yes, he did. That's right.
Number 47. I remember him.
Well, I like to see what Power 5 conference wants to hire Scott Frost now. It's going to be someone that is not relevant.
Okay, but you know how it works, though. He will get hired somewhere.
Yeah, he definitely will.
Maybe not a head coaching job, but he'll get hired somewhere.
Oh my gosh! So.
I do want to add. They said Nebraska has had, in the last couple of years, 56 scholarship players have entered the transfer portal.
Oh wow!
And that's the second most was in the Big Ten, but they shouldn't be losing anybody. If you're wanting to make an impact, they said 40 of those departures came in the first 3 years in his recruiting classes.
You know what? You know what happened to Nebraska? They shouldn't have left the Big 12. They shouldn't have left the Big 12 to join the Big 10. They joined the Big 10 thinking they're gonna take their Big 12 dominance and go there and start winning. They ain't done that. They ain't done crap.
I mean, but they play more like a Big 12, Big 10 team.
Yes, they do.
So they probably
do. But back then, the Big 12 was more running and defense.
Yeah.
And now it turned into. Don't you think that they would have stayed in the Big 12? They would have evolved and had some more offensive players come there want to play. Put up numbers. Nobody went back in the day. You wanted to go to Nebraska because you were going to get drafted.
That is true.
I mean, and the thing is that
remember the black shirts? You played D. You came to Nebraska.
It's not like he wasn't. It wasn't like he wasn't recruiting. They had at one point they had a top 15 recruiting class, so he was getting guys in.
If he had top 15 recruiting class, he can't get 7 wins. He get fired.
Yeah, so I mean that's it. They're saying he's recruiting as a top 20 program, but he's not. His results aren't top 20 anywhere near top 20, and that's the problem. Felicia. I mean that's the problem. If you're recruiting at that level and you can't continue to you got the talent, then it's a coaching thing.
Dude, I used to like Nebraska football so much. It is one of my bucket lists to go see them play in Lincoln Stadium because the old saying is, well, I guess it's not an old saying. It still holds true. On football day, Lincoln Stadium is the most populous city in the state.
Oh man!
On the Sunday they play.
It's sweet when they show the video of them walking through coming out because they show on the big screen them walking through the locker room. And the whole stadium's buzzing. That's one of the better intros.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's one of my bucket list things. But do I really go there now when they suck? No. Why I want to go there when they're
Not at all.
not even playing good football? Come on, man. Come on. That's my God.
Scratch it off, baby. Scratch it off. Scratch it off.
They get good. Maybe I'll still go. Or maybe I'll go when they're playing somebody. It's one of these days when they just playing like a super team coming in, see those guys play. Like I never forget when I went to see Sammy Watkins and Taj Boyd play against Maryland. My goodness, Sammy Watkins.
Hopkins on there?
He may have been. You know what? Because
Watkins was the better. Watkins was
back
the better
then,
college guy.
He was the man.
He was more electrifying.
Dude, Sammy Watkins, man. You're like, what's going on, man? Look up, this dude got like 200 yards receiving and just going nuts, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because I had just seen them. I just seen Maryland beat up on ODU about 4 weeks earlier. Clemson came in there and ran him out the daggone stadium.
They're like, pick on someone your own size.
I came to the Clemson game with a ODU hat on and a Virginia Tech jersey on. Ultimate troll job in the stands. Ultimate troll. But anyway, I think we go on to that. Joey, what's that next thing we were talking about? I think you got it right in front of you.
Yes, I do. Fantasy review time.
The fantasy review time. Is it panic time? Is it?
Yeah.
Are we in panic mode?
Some people are. Trust me. Some people are. So, fantasy stud of the week. JB, who was your fantasy stud of the week?
All right. So I got three studs. I got three studs. Right. Hopefully I don't take one of your guys, but I got three studs. Of course, stud number one, receiver, JJ, blew up at Green Bay. Right? Blew up. He had a great game. Second stud.
He's wide open.
Second stud, Patty Mahomes. You talking about stacking?
All day.
We're in a league where the guy drafted Mahomes, pick one. We're like, what is he doing?
All game.
It's a method to the madness, I guess. It's early, but I mean, Mahomes. And then lastly, I gotta give props to Joey's boy. And my man Chris had the cojones to pull the trigger in the first round. That boy Saquon Barkley blew up.
Yes, he did.
Blew up. So those are my studs. I don't know if y'all got some different studs, but those are my three studs. Some other guys have some good games too. But I'll let you guys tell me if y'all have any more studs that you saw this week.
Chris?
Yeah, I'll go with two receivers. One of them we actually talked about last week. Michael Pittman blew up. He looked like kind of what we said, that if he can get the volume there. I mean, his biggest thing is who's going to help him on the other side. You know what I mean? I think that's really kind of his biggest thing. So, but yeah, I mean, he looked the part of a kind of high end or at least middle level, at least number one. So,
definitely.
And then the second guy for me would be AJ Brown, who I think he caught did he have 13 catches or something? I mean, clearly the two of them have a rapport.
Man, did Devontae have no catches in one target or no catches in no target?
I mean, I don't even know if he's looking.
Yeah, really.
That's crazy.
They're going to start giving him just looks in his direction stats. Like, is he even looking that way now? Because I mean, it's one.
That's crazy. He don't catch to get catch.
I mean, right now he's probably like, look, I know where my guy is, and AJ Brown is. I mean, AJ Brown, I bet if you actually took the numbers of when he's just on the field, right, his per game numbers, compared him to everyone else, he has monster games. You know, I mean, I bet he's probably, I mean, some of these guys put up bigger numbers throughout the season because he never seems to stay healthy for a full year. But if you look at his per game numbers, I bet he's right there with almost every other receiver. And, and clearly Hurts. So anyone who took him, if he can stay healthy, it looks like Hurts is going to be a problem, and it looks like AJ Brown is pulling the old Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, where he's just going to feed him whenever, because he just knows he's going to get open. So yeah. So those are my.
What you say about Justin Jefferson? He's always open. What's
He was open the entire game.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a great route runner.
You gonna guard this guy?
Yeah, for real. So receivers had big weeks, but so those are my guys.
All right, Joey.
Chris and JB millions. Of course, I'm going to throw. I think we can start by throwing out the number one fantasy running back. Jonathan Taylor had a monster game, 31 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown. I think we're going to see multiple games, and he's going to have multiple touchdowns. So he pretty much let everybody know, look, I am the number one guy. You should draft me number one. My second stud, the Washington Commanders starting quarterback. Carson Wentz had a huge day.
4 touchdown passes.
4 touchdown passes. 27 of 41. I believe he did eclipse 300 yards.
Maybe.
Or he was.
I think he's QB1. He was like QB1 or 2.
Oh my goodness. Carson Wentz had an outstanding game. Yeah, there were a few turnovers that were in there, but he completely redeemed himself with those 4 touchdown passes. So well done, Carson Wentz. Commanders fans seem to be pretty happy after 1 week so far with their fantasy stud of a quarterback.
Hey, shout out to my boy Swift too. He had a big week too. I think he was second in the he had 141. But he had how many carries did Taylor have?
6. Oh, Tayller had 31. Swift had 15.
16. He had 16.
Well, and the thing was, his
week went for 141.
His week could have been much even bigger if Jamal Williams stole 2 touchdown vultured him. So
vultured him.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, sometimes as much as these guys want to win, it's still an individual type of game. You got to feed a dude. If he's killing it, you got to give it. You got to get this guy a touchdown. Yeah, you got to.
Let him taste that sweet nectar of the end zone.
Oh yeah, I mean he's done all the work, and now come on.
Why don't they? Oh,
I heard his one call on. It was Kansas City. You know, the guy from Kansas City got the great touchdown calls.
Oh yeah,
he was like, Mahomes such and such. Taste the sweet nectar of the end zone. The sweet nectar. I was like, man, that's a good call. That's a good call. It gets you hyped up. Touchdown, Kansas City. Like,
he does have the calls. You gotta let Swift get some of that nectar.
I'm saying, I know he got 1 touchdown, but he could have had 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, all right. So I guess what's up next, Joey?
I'd just like to point out why does the Detroit offense? I see that Jonathan Goff, they were down, so they're going to be throwing it. But I mean, you got a guy behind you in that backfield who is arguably more talented than any running back in the entire league. That guy's ceiling is so high.
Coaching, man.
Give it to him. Let him
coaching.
Give it to him. That's like
I mean, I think the biggest thing with him is he just hasn't shown an ability to be a 25, 30 touch guy. So there may be, I think they want to work Jamal Williams.
But get him involved more in the passing game,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing.
I mean, look what Green. I saw that Green Bay do the ball to AJ Dillon 11 times. Dillon had 11 catches, 65 yards.
My boy Javonte Williams had 11 catches.
Yeah, that was him. But I think Dillon led the Green Bay team in catches, touches, yards, rushing and receiving. So it's crazy. But Swift, that's right. Juggernaut Javonte had 11 catches. Swift gave Melvin Gordon more carries.
Swift I could see him with 7-8 catches though in a game for sure.
I know, right?
118 touches for 175 yards. My goodness.
That's pure efficiency, right? That's hard to maintain.
Feed
him.
Goodness. All right, so we go from fantasy stud to your disappointment of the week?
Let's just call it from stud to dud.
Oh yeah, we got to change that to dud.
Dud to dud.
AKA from sugar. You know what I'm talking about. To poo-poo.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah.
Where you going, Chris? Who's your dud?
My dud is the tight end in Atlanta, Pitts, Kyle Pitts. He had what,
Kyle,
2 catches?
Kyle Shitts.
Yeah. two catches. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's a new quarterback, so but I mean, they just I mean, they don't have any weapons there. I mean, and
Drake London had a good game.
London does.
London went for 70.
Did, so, I mean,
they gave the ball to Patterson a lot too. He had like 25 carries.
Yeah, but I mean, you spent a first round pick on this guy, or top 5 pick,
top 3.
Yeah, and we've seen when they feed him the ball and give him targets, he could be right there with anyone else in the league as far as tight ends go.
He's a monster.
So I mean, again, you got to use your weapons. I think maybe game script that they got up and maybe they're going away from really just slinging the ball around. I mean, Mariota's not that type of quarterback anyway. So, but still, I mean, people were projecting Pitts to be a top 3 guy for most people, right? After Andrews and Kelsey, he was kind of right there with Kittle. So, I mean, I would say he's obviously got to do better than that. But I mean, remember, he had the same thing happen last year with week 1. I think he didn't catch hardly anything, and then he eventually came around and did his thing. So I don't think anyone's saying that he's not going to be the difference, I guess, when those other guys, Andrews and Kelsey, is they're not game script dependent. You know what I mean? They're getting the ball every day.
If you are the coach of the Falcons and you make that guy game script dependent, there's something wrong with you. It ain't him.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's the talent where
he didn't get drafted that high of a tight end to be game script dependent.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I mean, there's, I mean, it's like we said, Swift or Eckler or those guys. Like those guys, it doesn't matter what's going on; they still should be getting touches because they catch the ball well enough. And the same with Pitts. Pitts should be your focal point of your offense every time. You say you want them to come out and say we cannot let Pitts beat us, and maybe that's what they're doing, and that's fine. But that needs to be what their game plan is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So to me, you cannot catch 2 passes.
How many targets did he have? 2 targets? How many targets did he have?
3 targets, I think.
That's shameful.
Yeah,
that's shameful.
Yeah, 3. I think. Let me see. It's 3 targets. London had 7. Oh no, he had 7 targets. He just had 19 yards. So you got to find a way to get him the ball. Cordell Patterson had more catches than Pitts did.
Yeah, and Cordell Patterson just go crazy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
All right. So my
you're done.
I'm trying to think. So Pitts definitely was a fantasy. I mean, there's a lot of guys who week 1 who disappointed. I mean, you can start with I don't know. So you can have Eckler didn't do crap really. My man, I mean, ETN didn't do nothing. Christian McCaffrey, healthy the whole game, didn't touch the ball as much as he usually touches the ball, right? But I would say my biggest dud of the week had to be CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb got 11 targets and 2 catches.
Ugly.
And drop passes just seemed didn't seem to be on the same page with Dak or we're not ready for the challenge of being the number 1 and having to carry the load.
He was not in 88.
So I mean that's my dud of the week. I'm gonna go with CD for this first week.
Well,
a lot of guys disappointed, but I can go. I got a list of them because I had a lot of them on my teams.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with your Cowboys, JB, but I'm gonna go with these starting quarterback, Dak, who I think is yes, the roster is not as good. However, Dak knows the offense. Dak is a very good quarterback, and 14 for 29 for 134 yards before the injury happened. As a matter of fact, he actually threw 2 balls with a broken thumb. How did he do that? That's great. He definitely threw two footballs. He had 2 plays that he ran where he passed the ball. And it is the thumb broken, or is it some sort of
the tendon?
Yeah.
It's not the bone. It was the tendon. He had an operation on the tendon.
Okay. Well, after they showed the replays, I definitely figured that there was something wrong with him. It just coming down hard on that helmet. But he is my disappointment. It was just an overall ugly game for the Cowboys offense, and that's not
terrible.
From one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I hope he comes quickly. I did read an article about Warren Moon saying that he had an injury that was very similar, and it changed his whole throwing motion. He said that he didn't share that with his coaches because he didn't want the coaches freaking out. But he said it definitely changed the way that he threw the ball as he left the Oilers to go to the Vikings and then the Seahawks. He said he just hopes that Dak is able to take care of it and get back out there as fast as he could. But he said it's going to definitely change him. Hopefully it changes him for the better somehow, if that is possible. So there are
well, let me ask you guys, one thing. On your fantasy teams, which guy are you right now thinking, oh shoot, I should not have drafted that dude?
Oh, first of all, let me say this week, I would have went 5-2 in fantasy in my redraft leagues if it wasn't for Judge Judy having like getting that big touchdown catch and just
Judge Judy
balling. Yeah, he looked good. He said, "What?"
Judge Judy.
Hey, I got my nicknames for guys, right? But I would say, and I already shared with y'all. I am first of all, I took Chris Godwin. I did a lot of my drafting thinking, okay, win some games early, but at the end of the year, have a team that's really good in terms of wide receivers. Like all my teams, I got Chris Godwin and DeAndre Hopkins in the waiting. I got some other guys that are wide receivers, they're number 1 on their teams that can maybe carry me with a good quarterback. Because I think across the board, let me tell you, the craziest thing, I looked at my teams, every team I got either Herbert, Mahomes, or Allen. And I only got one team that has, I got another team that has Derek Carr. But all my other teams, they're either Herbert, Allen, or Mahomes. So I said, okay, let me get a good quarterback, decent running backs. I got decent running backs, right? I did. But the player I'm most worried about, that I had high expectations for, that I'm worried right now. But I know it's early because I always, I like a mantra now, the Joey mantra. It's a marathon, not a race. Be patient. For me, it's Travis Etienne. I need to see. I would say Damian Pierce. I have a lot of him too, but I think Travis Etienne, definitely a higher pedigree, right? ACC Player of the Year coming in, supposed to be a first round pick, supposed to be a offensive mismatch, which he is, because I saw some plays in that Washington game where, and I think they need better. I hate to see when these guys come out the backfield and they always make him go the same way, because it seems like every play he ran to the right instead of like maybe going inside, a little cut inside. Well, he ran that one wheel route wide open. Lawrence missed him. Another route, he hit him. The ball was too high. Another one, he threw a pass. He caught the ball to his head and got smacked. So for me, it's Travis Etienne. And I'm sitting here looking at our one league. Man, y'all about to be double checking stuff, man, because folks out here dropping players like this week 1, like it's the end of the world. I'm like, what? I looked up, you dropped this guy? Okay. Anyway,
Well, I like to hold on to my fab or whatever.
But this is no. This league there is no fab.
This is which one is this? This is our family and friends or what?
Nah, I can't. Family and friends is fab.
Oh, this is
it's the one we in where y'all play the guy that had the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it's just some crazy stuff going on in there. But anyway.
Oh, that one. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, some crazy stuff. My brothers is like that too. My brothers is like last year, let me tell you, last year I waited so patiently. Like I saw that I had the number one waiver spot. I waited, and I end up getting. You remember, I ended up getting at the end of the year. I ended up getting St. Brown, Penny, Michelle, and all of them carried me to a championship last year. All my other guys, they were there, but they weren't doing work like CD and Aaron Jones, and Swift was hurt. Wallow was hurt. My QB was Stafford.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Joey, what about you, man? Did you tell us that you're done for the week? You said Dak. Okay, so who is your guy on your fantasy teams that you are looking at? Like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have drafted so much, or you kind of worried about.
I did put a lot of stock into multiple teams on drafting Mike Williams. I figured he was going to. I just figured Mike Williams had a huge year last year. He got the money that he was looking for. He may be looking like, even with Keenan Allen last year.
Once you get them stacks, boy, you start doing stuff differently.
Maybe he will play like a number one guy, but he didn't. He had the same amount of targets as some of their number 3 and number 4 guys the other day. I mean, I know that we're talking about Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert throws it to everybody. However, you just figure Mike Williams, the size, the speed, he's a matchup nightmare for any defense. You figure that he would get at least 12 to 13 targets, but he got 4 targets.
I will tell you though, having Williams last year, he's for sure a boom or bust type of guy. He's going to come in and have a massive game, and then he's going to have a dud. His numbers. He's got a large, high ceiling, low floor type of player. So you're going to have to ride that out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Ride it out.
You gotta ride that out with him.
Look, Joe, you gotta ride it out.
Ride it out. Where Keenan Allen, I feel, is the guy who he's consistently, you know what you get with him. Not now, but
yeah, first.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a team where I got Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, and Hopkins. And Hopkins, of course, he was suspended, but I'm thinking, look at the end of the season, right? I have all 3 of those guys going.
Yeah.
Full point PPR. Mahomes is one of my quarterbacks.
Oh man.
I got your boy. Montgomery on the team. I got Aaron Jones, who I thought was gonna catch a lot of passes this year. So who knows? I mean, like Dawson Knox is one of my tight ends, and what did he catch? Like 1 pass, got that one big contract. Jeez, they get so many. It's hard to these guys. Sometimes some teams have so many guys they got to feed. It's hard to feed them all.
Yes, it is.
The Bills got McKenzie now there, and Davis.
They got McKenzie. They got the guy that played the Jets last year, the good slot receiver. What's his name?
Crowder.
Crowder. Of course, you got Gabriel Davis blowing up. You got Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I tell you what. Some folks, I saw some stuff today said you could drop James Cook. Did you draft him anywhere?
I don't think so. If I did, it was late, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't worry about, like, if I'm my 5th running back, I'm whatever. If I drop those are made to be dropped.
Until somebody scoops some up and they turn into a star.
Yeah, I mean, usually I try to hold on to guys a little bit, especially like James Cook, just because I want to see, I think he'll probably, with James Cook, I bet you he's going to probably have 2 or 3 weeks that he kills it, and then the rest of the years is going to be 20 yards, total yards or something. I don't trust that backfield anyway.
Yeah,
Barton on the
one back you trust is the quarterback.
All right, go to that next question because my man Button sent me an email and said he's ready.
Button's ready to roll.
Yeah, Joey, hit us with the last fantasy one.
What is? I need some sound effects. Like
was that? I think that was our last fantasy one.
No, you got the sleeper and the riser for a week too.
Who are we? We should write these down. Who we predict to have a good week.
I got my sleeper pick.
Let's see how often. It can't be like it's got to be a guy outside of this. Say what the top.
I guess trust me, my guy is. He is not somebody that's on the fantasy like radar.
Well, how low in our guys do we have to do? Can be a.
I mean, just pick your guy, man. We just pick your guy. Matter of fact, I'll go first. My sleeper for this week is playing tomorrow night.
Okay.
My sleeper for this week is Josh Palmer for the Chargers. He, them targets from my man Herbert got to go somewhere, and you got him and Mike Williams. So I think he got a chance to have a really good game tomorrow night against the Chiefs. Because I'm guessing it's going to be high scoring. Or if the Chiefs are winning, the Chargers got to pass a lot and try to come back in the game. So, but I think it's going to be a really good game, even though the Chargers defense is stacked. That's Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the field. So, you're going to have should have a good game. So I got Palmer as my sleeper for this week.
You got Chris.
I'm trying to think of someone.
AKA, I don't have mine yet, so I want you to tell me yours.
No, I'm trying to think of somebody.
I had mine ready. I had mine ready.
I had one, but I'm trying to go with somebody.
What you had, man? Come on, go what you got. Show what you got.
I mean, because I had Javonte Williams because he had 11 catches. He had 18 touches. He only carried the ball 7 times. Every time he carried the ball, he looks explosive. So I figured they got to feed. I mean, he had an awful fumble.
He was. I thought, for the first 2 series in the second half, he didn't even play. Like, I thought he was hurt. I'm like, is it dude hurt?
Just everything about Denver was weird on Monday nights. Everything.
Are you saying that was weird? Is that what we're doing now?
Russell Wilson is just sitting there. The clock is running. He's sort of just sitting there. Oh, they're calling timeout for a 64-yard field goal, and they're not in the Mile High Stadium. That was weird. They have 3 timeouts left.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It's called poor clock management.
The worst.
I hate it when NFL coaches get paid so much money and they can't figure out to manage the clock. They so worried about the other team getting the ball back that they just ruin their chances and letting the clock run out. Anyway.
Defense.
All right, come on, guys. Give me what I need. Give me your sleep.
I'm gonna stay there. Javonte
Williams.
He had
I'm gonna go to while Chris is giving us his. I'm gonna go to our trusted site, Fantasy Pros.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go old Hollywood Marquise Brown. I think he's gonna go. He's gonna have a huge game this week.
Okay, so I'm hoping you're right, except I am. It's so crazy when you're in multiple leagues. I'll never forget what CB told me last year when I was playing him in the ESPN championship. He said St. Brown was giving him pleasure and pain at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's a problem when you have too many leagues.
Yeah, that's where I got a lot of leagues with Marquise Brown, but another one I saw I'm going against him. So
okay. Pleasure
and pain, baby. Pleasure and pain.
And pain.
Yeah.
That's a good one. By Sea Devil.
Yeah. All right. So I got his week 2 rankings up. Half point PPR. Juggernaut Javonte is RB 11. Full point PPR. He's number 12. So
okay.
And it's crazy. Full point PPR and half point PPR. Half point they got they got JT. 4 point, they got Christian, but then they got Saquon, number 3, in both of them. And actually number 4, Swift, 6. Yeah. They got Fat Lenny as 8, top 10. So yeah, we'll see. So that's your sleeper. Chris, what you say? You going with?
I went old Hollywood. They're actually
Hollywood Brown. Yeah, that's
he's right on the cusp of the wide receiver 1. So
yeah. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead. We're going let me go ahead and you send Buttons the link. Should I share it with him, Joey?
Will you share with them, please?
Yeah. We're going to talk about our college picks while I am sharing this with our friend and your friend Buttons. Let me see. Let me pull this up a little big so Chris and everybody can see it.
Man, I want to see that?
We can highlight how so far how we doing on the year.
Don't
nice.
Come on now. Nice. Hammer, don't hurt him. Don't
gotta hammer him. There we go. This is Buttons is in the lead right now. Old Buttons.
Okay.
I'm tied with C Double and the hot one, and Joey right there with us at 11. But then it's our boy.
You got just Chris. That's not even a double Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris. That's C Double, and then we got Chris.
I need to do 3 Chris's this week just to see if I can.
Oh no, yours should be like everybody hates Chris.
Yeah, that is my. Dang it. Man, I am struggling. Whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to. I don't even know how to get off of that train right now. I'm just struggling.
No, man. I'm like, how this dude? Like, you just making the wrong decisions, bro.
Yeah. Just
let me send Buttons his link.
Dang
it's getting late. And my man Joey got to go to work because why? Nobody want to work, Joey.
No, nobody want to work.
Nobody else. He's got to pick up the slack.
Nobody want to work.
So nobody want to come teach art. I gotta go teach art.
You get paid extra for that?
Absolutely.
Joey, what made you pick up? Oh yeah. Who picked the UNLV game?
That'll be
Joey, because Joey. He called me. He's like, Jason, JB. They're lying on North Dakota and who they play? Arizona. I said, they don't do no FCS lines on ESPN, man.
Why not?
You gotta call ESPN and tell them. I don't know.
I'm going North Dakota State on that.
Look at Caesars. You can't find it. I'm sure Chris got like a website where you can find it, but
Chris probably does.
Yeah, let me find that.
I'm sure Chris does because that's what I wanted, Chris.
All my lines are the Caesars lines or the ESPN lines.
Oh.
And speaking of lines, like even some of the games that we picked that were on ESPN show a line, they didn't have the games on Caesars, man. I couldn't do my thing. They didn't have one. I
told you I almost picked Jasmine School. Do you know who they are playing on Saturday?
Baylor, I believe.
Texas State is playing Baylor.
Yeah, they're playing Baylor.
Pick that game for us.
Baylor going run through them like a
Baylor's mad.
Old milkshake. They're gonna run through them.
Definitely mad.
They're gonna run through them, man, like an old milkshake. Trust me.
They are mad. It's mad. Where is the mad?
I'll tell you, I lost so many of those games last week on the hook, Chris. The hook got me so many times it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's the first week I was like, and probably last week I've been getting killed on close games right now.
The hook, man, that hook.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna pull up while Buttons is trying to jump in here. I'm gonna pull up last week's results. Text Buttons and tell them to look for the link, Joey.
Got you.
This is from last week, right? Buns and Hot got 7 right. I went 5. The C Double went 4. C Double went 8 week 1. And old Chris.
Man.
All right. This right here. Tennessee won by 7. Iowa won by 3. These guys went to overtime, and they lost 30-36 on overtime. Kentucky beat them straight up.
Mm-hmm.
They lost in overtime by 3.
Sure did.
Just the hook, man. It just crazy, right? So close games, but then, yeah, Alabama and Texas, man. It should have been an upset. Texas blew it. Arkansas pretty much dominated South Carolina, right? So yeah, good games.
Spencer played well.
Your boy, the Rattler.
Rattler.
Hey, there is Matthew Scott, aka.
What jersey does Buttons have on tonight? What jersey does Buttons have on tonight? Oh,
That's the what's that movie?
Is that Jim Brown or is that Ern?
That's the GOAT.
Jimmy?
Jim Brown.
You got Jim
Brown.
Yeah.
Old Jimmy.
Jim Brown. Let's do Buttons. Buttons, you can't even hear you. Jim Brown on. You got your head freshly shaved. That you're nice and shiny.
Sign it up.
Got my practice down, Buttons. God, got the blonde dude on here. That shit shiny. Damn.
Buttons is fresh tonight. How much?
Fresh to death.
How much you win tonight?
We chopped at 3, so I won about 50.
Okay.
No, he'll take it.
Okay.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash.
50 grand?
Yeah, you wish.
50 grand. I'm like, oh, you really stacking papers, 50 grand. All right, here we go, everybody. We got our man Buttons. Buttons, thanks for joining us, man. You know, Buttons. I said to myself, what I'm not going to do. I said, I cannot. I get your breakdown. It's one of the best breakdowns in the history of sports betting. If anybody can see that, they be like, that dude right there needs to be writing for The Athletic or maybe for ESPN. It's nice, right? So I said, I'm not going to read it though, because I don't want it to influence what I think, right? So whatever you share tonight, for this point on, going to be the first time I actually hear it. So, yeah.
Absolutely, JB.
That's how I'm going to do it from now on.
He wants it.
Every once in a while, I used to peek at it. It didn't really influence me, but I'm like, man, what I'm talking about here. But it's so juicy and tasty when I read it. I'm like, man, I love the way you actually. I can tell you put a lot of thought into it, which is awesome. Yeah. You just don't take some darts out and just be like, hey, I got it.
Texas State.
All right. So I got it. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Buttons, I shared it right now. Buttons, you are in the lead with 13 wins in 2 weeks. I'm right on your heels, Buttons. Me and Joy, right on your heels, nipping at your heels, boy. We right there. Right? We right there. Chris.
I'm not anywhere near your heels.
He's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where Chris is.
I'm looking just to get invited in.
He's buying a new dartboard.
Yeah.
He go with the fist. What y'all doing here?
Can I come in? Jeez, let me in.
All right, so let's go. Let's go to the. Hey,
I'm like your little raccoon that one day, JB.
Tell me, Buttons, did you get a dub in the CJ Square this week?
I did.
Oh, nice. I had Judge Judy ruin my weekend, but that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But as bad as Cam Akers ruined mine, my goodness.
Ooh. Goodness gracious, man. That's Cam Akers, man.
Too.
Woo! Cam Akers.
That's a killer right there.
Yep.
All right. So week 3. And you see, I don't know if the original lines I sent, there was some changes, and I made those in red if they influence your picks now. Button said he rolling with it. He said, JB, I'm good. No changes. All right. So start with the first game. Man, back in the day, this is be one of the best matchups in college football, one of the best rivalries in college football back in the day. You had like when the 80s, Oklahoma at its peak, then Nebraska just said, know what? Move over. We're going to do this for this decade. And, back and forth. But now, especially Nebraska, they just, fired Scott Frost. So we got Nebraska at home at Oklahoma. Scott Frost is fired. Oklahoma is hungry. Give me Oklahoma with covering the spread. So I got Oklahoma.
JB, I join you. I am not very happy with the former Black Shirts. They're in disarray. The defense is awful.
I love Joey and the emotional betting.
Very
The emotional betting is the best. All right. I'm sorry, Chris. Who you got?
Just go ahead and keep that there. No,
Okay.
I'm just killing everybody else now.
All right, Buds, who you got?
Who did Chris take?
Yeah,
he got Oklahoma too. He with Boomer Sooner.
You guys are finally coming around. I keep trying to tell you, Nebraska is terrible. They're
around
2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games. Sooners go boom.
I'm coming around.
Yeah,
I'm coming around.
Right here. This is the buttons, special buttons. Anytime I pick Syracuse in a football game, buttons, it's me giving you love. Trust me. All right, it's me giving you love, buttons.
Yep.
So we got the Boilermakers coming in to the Carrier Dome. Right, buttons. Who you got?
Before I make this pick, I want to be very clear. I'm no homer. But Garrett Schrader is looking more and more comfortable under center each time I see him. The Orangeman in the dome, close one. Orangeman.
The orange.
The orange, sorry.
The orange.
Give me Purdue.
I knew it. Joey.
I will also take Purdue.
Okay. Everybody knows who my favorite basketball team is. It's not a secret. I'm a Syracuse man in basketball. It's like Donovan McNabb back in the day when he balled in the Big East. But still, give me the Syracuse Orange Man at home. I got you, Buttons. I'm riding with you. I'm riding with you, Buttons.
We'd be on the island together.
We got the VA special. Once again, can ODU pull off another big upset against a in-state rival? The answer is no. That's my squad, but they're gonna get dominated. The UVA offense is pretty high powered, and I believe they're gonna put a lot of points on ODU. Unfortunately, all the hype is going down the drain. Give me the Cavaliers in a blowout.
This is in Charlottesville, correct?
It is.
Yes, that's the reason why ODU will get blowed off of the field. There's a good chicken spot that's in Charlottesville. Good fried chicken spot. Maybe they can stop by there on their bus ride home to go.
I know one thing. Have you ever been to a UVA game? It's more dudes in there with blazers on.
Yes, there are.
The blazers on,
Yes,
and the checkered pattern UVA ties.
Absolutely.
Anything. And you can get a good seat there sitting on the hill behind that end zone in the back. So I've been there a couple times to see some games. Chris, who you got? ODU?
Give me UVA here.
He's laying the points. Buttons.
Better get that island ready.
Uh-oh.
Both, but by the way, JB, when you said that UVA has a high-powered offense, I think they scored 3 last week. Both these teams got shellacked last week, by the way. I like ODU to keep it close here. In the last 5 against the ACC, they're 5-0 against the spread.
Mm-hmm.
Monarchs like being back in the state of Virginia.
Okay.
Welcome.
Give some love to the Monarchs. All right, here we go. This is one of the many matchups that me and Joey have this week, our teams. So we got BYU versus Oregon. Oregon at home. BYU is ranked 12. Oregon is ranked 20. Oregon is laying 3.5. Buttons, who you got?
Jaron Hall. Remember that name. That BYU quarterback, very dynamic. I think he shows more of that in this game. BYU might win this one outright. Definitely cover.
Okay, got BYU.
Oregon. I'm all on some favorites right now. I'm just rolling with the favorites. I just gotta get me some point. I gotta start stacking.
Gotta start stacking. Joe.
Bo Nix needs to prove that the nickname Bo Picks no longer applies to him. I will take
Picks.
Oregon.
Thanks, Joey. You're picking my team that I have in our conference. I love it. Actually, I'm with Buttons here. I think that I don't think BYU will win, but I think it's going to be like a field goal type game. And I think Oregon should. I think BYU should cover. I'm thinking that scored as a 3-point game, something like that. So I got BYU.
I hate that.
All right,
With
the points, right? That hook too, with that hook.
The guy
Ooh, that hook.
Oregon.
All right. Here we go. Another one. Liberty versus Wake Forest. Who all of a sudden got back Sam Hartman, and that means points by the bunches. I think. Oh, that what the word you use? Button shellac.
Shellac. Yeah.
I got a better word. I'll call it getting skull drugged. I believe that Wake Forest is going to do a skull drugging against Liberty and beat the brakes off of them. I'm looking for Wake Forest to score 50, easy. 50. Give me Wake Forest in a blowout.
Well, Sam Hartman has a lot of catching up to do. He doesn't like missing games. Wake Forest will sun.
That's another one.
Sun.
They gonna sun them.
Chris's man's Hugh Freeze on Saturday.
Yeah, I got to go Wake here. I think the way they looked last week with Hartman, they got some guys who can catch too there. I mean, I actually was playing some college FanDuel, and you had to have Hartman last week. So I think he's kind of another week like that. He's just gonna blow him away. So I'm going Wake also.
Man, I want to pick Liberty so bad, dude. I like Liberty, but Wake, I think, is going to be too much for them at home. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5. Demon Deacons.
Buttons always bringing the good history lessons with us. All right, Buttons. There we go. We got Penn State versus Auburn, Big Ten versus the SEC. Who you got, Buttons?
You know, I looked at this one and I said Penn State is a road favorite, and I honestly think that they should be. I don't think this one will be close. You know, they'll play smart and feed Singleton the ball a lot. Lions.
All righty. Chris.
Give me another favorite, Auburn.
I need Penn State. When's the last time well, of course you don't because of the line being where it is. I just don't think Penn State has what it takes to go into a harsh environment. Go into SEC. The only team in the Big Ten that can go into SEC territory and beat up on an SEC team if they need to is the Ohio State University. That conference has the pedigree to do that. Therefore, I will also take the War Eagles.
All right, nice. The War Eagles. I'm gonna join Buttons. I don't want Buttons to be by himself on the island. I think Penn State's gonna go in there and get a dub, especially with the points. I mean, 3 points, they get 3. I'll take them points. All right, next we got Texas Tech versus NC State. For some reason, I doubted Texas Tech last week. Don't know why. I thought the backup quarterback was going to do okay. He went up there and had a good game. I think NC State has looked good. They're a good team in the ACC. But 10-point spread, even at home, I'm taking Texas Tech in those points. I think State will win, but it's going to be closer than the experts think. So give me Texas Tech.
This is going to be a shootout. It's going to be a lot closer than what that spread says I will also take the Red Raiders and the points.
They're gonna bring back Mahomes and Colt Beasley, and they're gonna bring back Crabtree. They all coming.
NC State keeps starting slow each week, and then by halftime, it seems like they start running away with them. I mean, they haven't really played anyone. Who they play last week? ECU maybe? Did they play last week?
Go ahead, keep talking. I look it up.
Yeah, either way,
week 4
I mean, I think NC State's really good. So we'll see. I mean, this is a good test for them. So ACC starting to turn around. But I'm going to go NC State here.
Right,
and I also have them in my conference, so that helps.
Yeah, NC State beat East Carolina 20-21, and last week they played Charleston Southern, beat them 55-3.
They were losing. I think they were losing to ECU, and then ended up coming back. I think they were getting whooped pretty early.
ECU should have won that freaking game.
And then, but I think they are good though.
All right, who we got, Buttons?
I just think that this team is way too good not to take these points. Closer than the experts think. Red Raiders.
Red Raiders. What's the coach from the Cardinals? Kingsbury. They're fighting Kingsbury.
Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff.
All right.
Or Chris.
SMU. The Pony Express is coming to the DMV. We got SMU versus Maryland. Buttons, who you got?
So first, did you guys see the over-under for this game? This damn near 70.
73. 70. I thought it was 73.
I tell you, points will be scored in this one. And when Maryland scores over 28, they're 4-1 against the spread. Maryland,
okay.
I'm actually with Buttons here. I'm going Maryland. I don't know if that's good for you.
Good pick, Chris.
You're like, dang it.
Yeah.
I'm taking Maryland here.
I feel an island coming. I think I'm going to make one because I'm taking those Mustangs. Give me the Express.
You taking the SMU?
Yes, I am.
All right, you gotta give me a second, man. I'm sitting here trying to do my Bing quiz so I don't lose my streak. I gotta do it real quick at 12 o'clock is a wrap. So I got like a couple more questions to answer. And all right, and the streak continues. Whew.
There you go.
I'm in 100-something days. My points, Joey, right now, 549,291. And what that means for y'all in America, that means JB can get a whole bunch of free crap. So don't hate.
JB, I'm only 50,000 points behind you. I'm at 9,000.
I could use these points and get like 3 or 4 football jerseys for Frizzy.
How many gift cards, JB?
Hundreds.
Okay.
Wow.
Not hundreds, hundreds.
Hunt it.
All right, let me rewind this. So, Buns, you had Maryland, right, Buns?
I had Maryland. Yep.
All right, you had Maryland. Chris, you had Maryland too, right?
Also, yeah.
All right, Joey had the Pony Express.
Yes, I did.
And
yes, I do.
Give me Baby Tua. Take him all day. Baby Tua about to put some numbers up on SMU. All right, another big matchup.
Roadrunners.
San Antonio, who lost a tough game, it should be 2-0 going against Texas. Man, look at them points. Texas is getting 12.5. Texas is known to crap the bed when they are favored by that much. Give me UTSA straight up against Joey. Texas Longhorns. Horns down.
Hey, don't be pulling off that BS.
Horns down, Joey.
Horns down, stuff down.
Joey, you heard what I said, Joey. Let me repeat that. UTSA straight up.
Oh, geez. He is not mincing words.
No, when I say it again next week, you can't say JB. You didn't say that.
JB, you know just messed up, right? You know just messed up. See what I'm saying? You know you just messed up. There's no way the Roadrunners are going to go into the Longhorn Stadium. The Longhorns are still they are still upset and hurt about what happened to him last week. Quinn Ewers is hurt. However, they're going to prove that last week was no fluke. Texas will cover comfortably.
Remember Frank. Just saying, you know who Frank is. Look it up.
Comfortably.
Yeah, I think they ride Robinson here. Ewers is hurt. He actually looked good last week when he played. But the one thing that scares me, you look at the tickets right now, the number is the 50-something% are on Texas, but all the money is on UTSA. So that's never a good sign. So,
Joey,
but it doesn't matter.
The guy who's picking UT is 6-18 so far. So just remember that.
Yeah, I mean,
his track record is not speaking well for himself right now, Joey.
No, I'm saying that the smart bettors are on UTSA. So, yeah, I mean, but not me.
Down. Who you got, Buttons?
Texas, please do Texas. Please do me this favor. Feed Bijan Robinson the ball here, and you will easily cover. Please feed him the ball.
There you go.
I know one thing.
Texas.
I'm willing to bet a big toe that Bijan Robinson gonna go round 1 in everybody's fantasy league redraft next year. I don't care what team he goes to. He is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
He is good. All right, big game. Another Jason Brown Joey matchup. Miami versus Texas A&M. Buttons, who you got?
So this will be the toughest environment for Tyler Van Dyke to play in so far in his college career. But Miami is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games. A&M is 1-4 against the spread in the last 5. I like the Hurricanes to not only cover, but to win.
Straight up. See, Joey?
So Miami, obviously Texas A&M didn't look good last week. Miami struggled a little bit with Southern Miss. So Van Dyke, everyone's been talking, hyping him up as a first-round pick. So he's got to kind of show, these are the games that kind of put you on the map. And Miami needs these type of wins to really kind of come back. So I'm going Miami here.
I will join you. Straight up win for the U. Trick Daddy will be giving a pregame speech.
Trick Daddy.
Jimbo no name.
Trick Daddy with Luke gonna be there too. You're gonna have Trick Daddy, Luke. You're gonna have Rick Ross. Y'all gonna be there.
Trina coming out.
Trina's definitely.
Trina's in the locker room.
And guess what? All that won't matter. Give me Texas A&M. Well, you just mentioned, Joey, how Texas is all mad and upset. How do you think Texas A&M feels right now? They just lost at home to Appalachian State. Jimbo Fisher sitting back like, what's the guy from Waterboy? He looking. He said, "Don't mess with the champ." Got his little book. He going. Come on. Jimbo gonna be ready. Give me Texas A&M at least by a touchdown. At least they'll cover the spread. All right, here we go. Another Jason Brown, Joey Neal conference matchup. Okay, this week is chock full of great matchups. We got USC. If I recall me talking about USC last year, I think Chris was doubting me. It was either Chris or Joey was saying,
no, me for sure.
USC, their defense, they won't be a top 10 team. Oh, JB, what are you talking about? Right now, they're ranked number 7. And right now, what they doing? They rolling. They stacking. They rolling. They are going to destroy Fresno State and flush Joey's hopes down the toilet as JB goes 5-0 for the week. So give me USC all day. Give me Caleb.
I will join you on that Caleb bandwagon, the best quarterback in the nation. The defense is playing very well. They've forced 9 turnovers in 2 games. Caleb Williams is the best player in college football. SC all day long.
Ooh, I love it.
They
All right,
almost,
Chris.
Stanford is not very good. They didn't look. I mean, USC smoked in the first half, and you wonder if they let off the gas a little bit because they did not look very good in the second half. I mean, maybe that's why. I still think USC wins here and wins pretty convincingly. I mean, I still stand by that their defense is a work in progress. Maybe for them by the end of the year, they have it figured out, but that defense, it does not look very good to me still. But it's not like they've played anybody. So, I mean, and it's still Fresno State's all right. But yeah, I'm a hater on
played. They played Oregon State and lost 35-32.
I mean, and Stanford looked all right, but that's not the Stanford of old. Andrew Luck's not walking through that door. So
Emmett Smith,
not even Davis Mills.
Emmett Smith will, because his son is playing on the team. So he'll
but still give me USC. I still think they roll here.
All right, who you got, Buttons?
Yeah, this is the easiest one on today's card. USC is off to a great start, 2-0 against the spread this season. Talent wins in this one. USC big.
All right. We got the bonus game of the week. This is the Joey Neal special. We got North Texas versus UNLV. Just gonna be honest here. I didn't even do no research. It's dart throw time. Okay. So we got North Texas. And we got UNLV. The running Rebels favored. They laying 2.5 points. The hook always gets you. Will they cover? Yes, I think they will cover at home. Out there in Vegas. Joey's been there before. Joey, you went to the Thomas and Mack, didn't you, Joey, when you was out there?
I rode by it. It was just incredible to know that the Dream Team actually played in that building together.
Thomas and Mack Center.
I
had a great time in Vegas. Let me tell you, if you ever go to Vegas, I know there's some things some folks like to partake in. They like to partake. But let me tell you something. Vegas got some of the best food in America.
Agreed.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. You go to Vegas, you eating good in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think the running Rebels going to eat good this Saturday. So give me UNLV.
Yes, they will, especially since the friends of the programs and the boosters have put in for a hologram of Jerry Tarkanian to be on the UNLV sideline. I'm taking UNLV.
A hologram of the shark?
Of the shark.
Will he be chewing on that towel?
On his towel.
He's a
hologram of him chewing on his towel on the sideline.
Yeah, that's the sweet technology of bringing Jerry Tarkanian back with a towel, eating it. Actually, Joey, I did find North Dakota State is -1.
Ooh,
if you want that line.
Ooh.
What site? On what site?
That was WinBet, I think, has it at -1.
Yeah, it got to be one of the ones. One of the ones Joey not on.
Dang it, Joey.
Not on there. But
that's a deeper cut.
North Dakota State versus Arizona. I originally wanted that. JB turned me down.
I didn't turn you down. I said all my lines come from Vegas, homeboy.
Yeah.
So this line is actually moved. It's open right around close to a pick'em. I think UNLV was a -1, and now it's moved 2.5. So obviously, the pros think the sharps think UNLV, but I'm still liking the line. I'm going UNLV here.
Pros and the Joes. I guess we the Joes. All right, Buttons. Bring us home.
It is time for knowledge, right?
Come on, Jake.
Did you know that North Texas beat the spread 9 times in 13 games last season? As underdogs of 3 points or greater, they went 4-2-1 last year.
Okay.
Did you also know that UNLV was never listed as a money line favorite in a game last season? One game?
I believe they lost every game 2 seasons.
In fact, they never played a game last season with a money line odds of -157 or shorter.
Oh my. Okay.
But Did
Come
you
on, buddy.
further know that I actually have a twin brother? His name is Ruttons. Now he's a bit of a rebel. He's actually going to be making my pick this week, but he has this fascination with his mustache. Ruttons, why don't you come over here real quick?
Oh, Rutten's making the pick.
What's
Celebrity,
Ruttons?
celebrity picker Bruttons.
Ruttons.
I say, you better go with them rebels, or I will Yosemite Sam your behind.
Oh, Bruttons. Look at
Ruttons.
that mustache.
So you got the running rebels, Ruttons, or you got the running rebels?
Oh, he's all running rebels.
Rebels.
Running rebels. There we go.
We
All
haven't
right.
have celebrity pickers here.
Yeah, there you
Ruttons.
go. So hey, that's our picks for the week. It's my man CB and Hot shared their picks. I'll make sure I add them when I post it to the site, and you can check it out. Man, Ruttons. I like it. I love it. All right. Let's see if my man Buttons and his boy Runs and keep the lead this week. Can Chris come back and get out
I hope so.
and get to double-digit wins this week?
No contrary. I went all favorites.
All favorites.
Like
all favorites. Yeah, now you didn't go all favorites.
No, I didn't, but I definitely went with a lot of
You
chalk.
went 1, 2,
2 dogs.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 12, you were the favorites. 10 out of 12, you decided to lay the points. So, we'll see how that goes for you.
Yeah, I'll remember it for next week.
My man Joey, my man Buttons, my man Chris. It's that time.
And Bruttons.
And Bruttons. It's that time for the Joey hot take. But before we get that hot take, it's funny that Buttons brought up that the UNLV was not favorite at all last year. Did you know that the Detroit Lions, for the first time in like 25 games, are the favorite in a game against the Skins? I believe they're a 2.5 point favorite. Crazy.
Goodness.
Crazy that the Lions are. It's like they went a whole season and a half without being a favorite in a game with 8 or 9 home games. Nuts. All right. Good. It has shootout possibilities, but you know how that happens. You expect a shootout, you get a crap out. So, Joey, what's up with that hot take for the week? What you got? You got a parlay for us?
Parlay a 5-legger, JB.
Ooh. How'd your parlay do last week? Let's review your parlay last week. So we had Appalachian State plus the points. Check.
Plus points. Yes. Hold on.
I think you may have missed on Baylor because you took Baylor in the points and they didn't cover. Who else did you have?
Baylor did not cover. I took SC on the money line. I took Appalachian State on the spread. I took South Carolina on the spread and Vanderbilt on the money line. I didn't know Sam Hartman was going to play. If I had known.
Yeah, I know, right? Came out of nowhere. So you went, 2 and 3 last week? 2 and 3 last week. All right. You know what? You can improve it this week. So tell us what you got this week.
We got a 5-legger, Cinco.
5-legger.
Ends up, the total is plus 1476.
There we go.
Here's what we got going on. I will take those Sooners on the money line at Lincoln. I can't stand Nebraska. I'm going hard at them the rest of this season.
Nebraska has sunned you.
They are dead to me.
They sunned you, man.
Joey's about to rip that black shirt off.
We're going to go to South Bend.
He doesn't even want to wear a black shirt anymore.
We're going to go to South Bend because I will take the Golden Bears plus the points, plus 10.5. Something's wrong with Notre Dame.
You won't even need a Frosty anymore because it has his name in there.
I do not. I do not. We're gonna go to the horseshoe because the Ohio State University will cover minus 31.5. My cup of tea right there.
What are they playing?
They are playing Toledo.
That's a matchup. Me against Chris.
Here we go.
That,
Here we go.
We're going to go to NC State because it's going to be a shootout. Of course, we had already mentioned I will take Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, plus the points, plus 10.5.
Oh, money where your mouth is.
And we will finish in Atlanta because Mississippi, minus 16.5. They will. Lane Kiffin sees that Texas A&M is struggling. So this is a time for me to maybe make a move. No one's talking about the old Rebels. So we're going to go down to Atlanta and we're going to make a statement. Minus 16.5. I see Mississippi will cover.
What are they playing?
They are playing Georgia Tech.
Oh Lord, they're gonna. Whew.
Yeah, I like that pick. I like that pick.
I have Ole Miss in my conference too. My team.
You'll take it. You'll take that.
Take it. Ole Miss. Okay, so we got Oklahoma in the money line. Okay,
yes,
and what's the money line on that one?
Money line is minus 410.
Tell me what's the spread?
The spread is, hold on.
You said you took the spread on the pick sheet. Why not take the spread on that?
Minus 10.5.
No. What's the thing on it? Like minus what? You get minus 110.
Can you how about some alternate points?
You change that one, and I'm guessing that 5-legger goes up to about instead of plus 1,476, probably maybe a 1,8 something.
Oh, if you just put straight money line?
Yes.
Yeah, he did money line on it. But he already bet Oklahoma to cover. I'm just saying, it's
do they offer alternate points? What are you comfortable with?
I don't know if they offer alternate.
I like to take Joey's 5-legger sometimes and manipulate it in my best interest. Like last week when you did Vanderbilt, I took Wake. Something else I did too, but I think I didn't hit because of BYU and Baylor. A crazy story. I signed up for this Barstool Sports app, the sports book.
Yeah.
And I did a 4-leg parlay and hit, even though the Colts tied the Texans. They still paid out the money.
Oh wow.
Because I got the other 3 right. Ain't that crazy?
Ooh.
They'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm like, what? Okay.
They'll take it.
Yeah, I did all money line NFL, and I got a payout, so I'll take it all day. Okay, so we got Oklahoma with the Joey's bet, Oklahoma money line.
Well, Joey, what's the
plus 10, OSU minus 31 at home. That's a Joey special right there.
Yes, it
Texas
is.
Tech plus 10.5, and Ole Miss covering versus the Yellow Jackets in the ATL.
Joey, what are you comfortable with on Oklahoma? How many points?
Well, it's actually you get the bigger payout going with the spread rather than the money line. So
I told you that.
Yeah. So how many points? But you can do an alternate and add up to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
If you want,
alternate it.
Figure out what you're comfortable with.
I may just go to that
6.5. You could maybe.
Yeah, I mean 6.5. They always say without the that's a big number right there.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can share the details of your bet next week, because I'm gonna take your bet and maybe change a little bit. I don't know. I might do it straight up like you did it on a site, because there's a couple of sites you can go to. You got $1 here and there somewhere just for the fun of it.
right.
So the outro. Let's see. Start with you, Buttons. Give us something to take us home for the night.
I honestly think that I'll give you a lock of the week.
Lock.
The lock.
Hey, hold on. Did you say lock?
Lock it up. And it is, it's a game that we picked today.
You tell me, what's the lock of the
It's
week?
just so easy. USC all day. Bet it.
Easy.
Lock of the week. Got it. USC.
Well, Buttons, what would you be comfortable with? Let me see if they have.
Let's go up.
Let's
They can't
see.
get high enough.
You want
Yeah.
you want minus 14.
Yeah.
Hey,
We
I got
got-
you, Buttons. I'm with it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm telling
the
you.
lock. I take it. The lock of the week. Let me tell you, the last time. Here's a funny story though, real quick. This is my outro. The last time that somebody told me it was a lock, that same person texts me the next day and says, "Man, I'm on a losing streak. I don't got it no more." I'm like, it was the same day.
Like,
I
no,
don't
you
do my
lead,
betting
you lead with that.
before the game played. Did I tell y'all this story?
Yeah, you told him to lead with it.
My man CB texted me early in the morning and said, "JB, Arizona versus Arizona State is a lock." Man, I lost. Let's say this, man. I was like, okay, next time just tell me if you hot or not. The lock, but you know what? I trust Buttons. Right now, Buttons, you know what? He up on it. He riding high. He, you know what I'm saying? He's the only one that's above 500 right now. And that's the goal, to be above 500. So I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna ride with you, Buttons. All right. Joey. I'm gonna let Chris get the last word then. He look like he's serious right now. He's trying to get his mind right, trying to get over that hump. So Joey, go ahead. Give us your final thoughts there, young man.
Shots out to the Drew Middle School football team, 2-0, breaking
I saw the Coop. That dude Coop.
losing streak, 7-game losing streak. They are now 2-0, and they have not allowed a scoring touchdown yet this season.
Ooh.
Shots out to the Drew staff and the players. Let's keep it rolling going into next week.
Nice.
And you better give it up for Coop. I think he had a 60-yarder call back today.
Yeah, I heard. He's
Yeah, and
big ball.
he
I
had another
sent him a text tonight. I said, "Man, I heard you balling." He was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
we're 2-0."
he's getting there. He's definitely
Nice.
yeah. I mean, it's fun to watch when they actually have some sort of offensive line that doesn't get him killed back there.
Mhm.
Them dudes, out of the game, them dudes is not blocking, but go ahead.
No. Well,
Them dudes is straight whiffing. That's the worst part of middle school football, the lines.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I'm like, hoping they pass, but you just don't have enough time to really set anything up. You know, I mean, it's basically get it out.
Olay all day. Is it called matador blocking?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me touch you for 1 second and go and do what you got to do.
Yeah. So for me, it's just hoping I'm thinking about buying back in, but I'm still questioning if I after what happened last week. I actually went risky on the Saints. That was my strategy, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm nervous of the Saints, so I'm not nervous of the Niners. And then what happens? The Saints pull it out, and then the Niners. So I'll have to study and see if I can come up with something. But yeah, I mean, hopefully that pot gets sweet enough.
Scared money. Don't make money.
That's right. You got to have an edge. I'm just not throwing it out there.
Scared money.
I did all right last year. I came top 4, I think. So
scared money.
all right. Yeah. So if I can come up with a strategy that I feel like has some sort of edge, then.
And strategy is pick a team that's gonna win.
True.
That's the strategy.
True. No, I think
don't
there's
overthink it. Just say, hey, this week, this team, they gonna win.
Unfortunately, you saw how hard that is.
Yeah, week one was brutal.
Since I start this show off with this, and I'm gonna end it with this. Don't nobody want to work.
Nobody want to work.
No, nobody want to work, Chris. So if you got your strategy, work at it. Right? Work at it. Okay?
I'm going to work.
There is a strategy to Survivor, but the main strategy is stay alive.
Big winners.
Right?
That's true.
Because I tell you what, when you see that pot, the way it's gonna look this week, you be like, man, I gotta go ahead and buy in, man. I got a chance to pot.
Like, what's
You
an
know,
extra?
you
What's
know
an
what I'm
extra
saying?
10?
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, so what?
What's an extra 10?
Yeah, I'm saying, man, you a big baller.
Yeah.
You throwing tens like in Tic Tacs. It's like
That's right.
he's like, give me that thing of Tic Tacs throwing it. He throwing tens like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you even got this. You got the money machine. Just
Oh yeah, the money gun.
the money gun. Just shooting them out. just like this. Shooting them out.
That's
Like,
right.
Coop, go pick those up for me.
Hey, everybody, once again, scared money don't make money.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
It is true, though.
If you don't believe in this right here, then don't invest because you're lying to yourself. Because when you're investing, that's scared money. Anyway, so I'm trying to get this dub in Survivor. We all gonna see fantasy football. Good luck to all y'all this week, except for Chris, because I'm playing him in the CJ Squared League. So bad luck to you, Chris. Chris, how are you? Oh, Buttons, how are you doing in the fantasy baseball playoffs? Oh, you're not in the playoffs.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Right now. Okay. Now, I did a little bit of research. Okay. Once my team started going, if you look back at the schedule at the last 8 or 9 games that I played, I played over 500 ball that entire time. It was work. I was working.
Hey,
he's not afraid to get out.
Nobody want to work.
I want to work.
Dug yourself too big of a hole.
I'll be back next year. Just give me more than a day's notice. That's all. That's all I ask.
You dug yourself too big of a hole.
Yeah, that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
I can go back to what you said on the show early in the year. I believe it was, JB, I guarantee. I guarantee I'm going to be in the playoffs, JB.
Man.
I think that was Brunton's.
That was his boy Brunton's.
Yeah. That was right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta walk the walk and talk the talk. And Button, you definitely do both. So it's all good.
I'll be back.
It's all good. Hopefully, I know I'm in a dog fight. I cannot go out in this first round. If I do, oh well. I want to say this to y'all. Y'all on the league with me. My first year playing fantasy baseball and to finish first in the regular season, I take my receipts. I'm gonna give me my flowers, Joey. Stop hating. Give me those flowers. And don't forget, Buttons. Pretty soon, it's fantasy basketball season.
Now we're talking.
And you know what happens fantasy basketball season. Oh, JB come out to play ball.
Yes,
I already know
yes,
I'm going to have the 12th and 13th pick this year in the draft.
Uh-huh.
So y'all better draft accordingly because you know I'm going to be ready. I ain't falling asleep.
We will be ready.
Oh, we will be ready.
We will be ready.
I love the feeling I got a target on my back. That's the best feeling when you're playing fantasy sports because it makes you what? It makes you work. It makes you work. But anyway, guys, thanks for doing the show again tonight. Episode 62. We still rolling, killing it. And hopefully we have some success this week in fantasy sports and betting and in life in general. Y'all have a good weekend, a good night. Stack it up, Buttons. Stack it up, Chris. Stack it up, Joey. Black Dr. Strange. Y'all take care, man. Peace, everybody else.
Yep. I'll talk later.
Check out my TikTok, The Job 2000. Check it out. Hold on, man. Let me get my arm right. There it is on my arm. It's tattooed for y'all. The Job 2000. Check it out. That's that TikTok. Peace.
Peace.
Guys, y'all take care, man. Be easy.
All right, Bruttons.
All right, yeah.